That's awesome.
You don't think the engine's gonna work?
I'm curious as hell.
We're trying it right now.
Why is he playing the tank like that?
Alright guys, you guys ready? Because we're about to get it started. We're ready. There you are!
So this was 1 day ago, and apparently this date is actually so he made this announcement 1 day ago. 20 hours ago, he posted another video in which he does another test.
A diesel alternative made from plastic waste. A diesel alternative that has just passed a diesel test certification and has been scientifically proven to be cleaner than pump diesel.
So he entirely drains this car's tank, and then he adds his fuel and tests it. And apparently it works.
Right now, everybody, we are sucking all of the real diesel. Episode has just been sucking right out all the real diesel. And we're going to be putting 9 plastic. There we are! That's even easier than I thought it was going to go. That was just... It's running.
So these are easy for Julian, like he said. He ran some tests in different labs. They were so good. Long time of attention. Now look at that, just a few seconds. Okay, so it's actually cleaner. This is interesting.
Saying that this horrible fuel of destroy engines and leave everything worse than regular diesel.
Well, you run the test and the test don't lie. Numbers don't lie and the results don't lie. So.
Okay, so let's take a look at these results. So conclusion is, it's more refined, higher performing, and cleaner burning, which is good, even though there's certain data that is missing for a full confirmation. So this is good, this is actually awesome. But taking a look at the comment section in most of these videos, this is what you get to see. Good meeting you, good knowing you, bro. I fear he will suddenly disappear. Man, good knowing you. This is the majority of comments. Awesome knowing you, nice knowing you, good knowing you, bro. Yeah. It seems that most people agree that this is a dangerous business, and it didn't take long before Julian actually started posting videos like this.
A few days ago, 2 days ago, all 10 of my lug nuts on my front wheels were loosened completely. And one of my wheels almost flew off going 70 miles per hour on the interstate. And of course, I had my car in the shop to get the wheel bearings replaced. So the first thing I did was call the mechanic, of course, and be like, what is this? Why are my lug nuts not tightened? And, on the phone, he sounded really, like, distressed. Like, he was like, it sounded almost like somebody was, like, holding his head the way he sounded on the phone. Like, he sounded scared. And, like, he wanted to get off the phone with me as soon as possible. And he told me on the phone, he was like, well, your bushings on your car are bad. And the vibrations from the bushings cause the lug nuts to loosen. I tightened them. And you don't even have to work on cars to know that that's absolute BS, right? The bushings, if your lug nuts are, tightened completely, then it's not going to affect that at all, your bushings, because my control arms and sway bars and stuff do need to be replaced, but that had nothing to do with the lug nuts coming off. So I don't know, like, I still to this day don't know if it was him or somebody else, but what I do know is my lug nuts were loosened, and I was one lug nut away. By the time I pulled over, all but one lug nut was on. And most mechanics, they might miss one, might miss two, but nobody misses all 5 by accident.
Yeah, so that's pretty scary, isn't it? And apparently the comment section is full of people who agree. You're making a cheaper alternative to fuel. Be careful. Your invention is revolutionary. Be careful, bro. So yeah, maybe he's going into dangerous territory. And this leads us to this post made on Reddit that was deleted. So Julian Brown has debuted a Class diesel, an alternative to diesel that uses plastic. 19 hours ago, already removed by moderators. But why? Then you got the first top comment. This guy has been around forever. He's just using pyrolysis to make fuel. It's not new. It uses significantly more energy than it produces. Don't get me wrong, money and time you spent to make it work is impressive, but it's not novel, and it's not practical. I'll try to rain on your parade, just wanted to provide some clarifications before people start jumping into conclusions. Wait a minute, what kind of conclusions don't you want people jumping into? So he's just using paralysis, it's not practical, and he's been around forever. Maybe this guy's right. Maybe there's nothing much to it. But then, I remembered something. So apparently Reddit is full of bots, and on April 28th, this was actually official. University of Zurich has been using AI bots to secretly manipulate Redditors since November 2024. The bots were 6 times more likely to change people's minds, optimize energy, and misinformation. Secrecy behind it revolves around the fact that it could change the world as it is, the industries, everything. What if it also changes the concept of life as it is?
What I have here is a standard PC situation. What the thing does switch off. I turn the switch on. Cool thing about this is anything between, let's see, this one is 50 volts to 1,000 volts. Category 4, 1,000 volts. So, here's the weird thing I'd like to show you.
physicists that worked with one of the largest military contractors in the world. Discovered the other day about many thousands of parts.
Some believe it's most because it explains ancient civilizations and technologies that were hidden from us and kept in secret for a very long time.
But what it is, the backbone of Cyrus Opus represents a spinal column, electricity being produced.
Now that actually does look like a light bulb, but that's not possible, is it?
So today we're going to talk about the book Manual of Free Energy and Devices and Systems by D.A. Kelly. It goes into electrostatics and free energy.
Huh.
The Rockefellers can't put a meter on, but remember those weather vanes and lightning rods and orbs that used to be on top of the building?
Wait a minute, that actually looks like the orbs, the alien spheres that we've been seeing.
Copper and gold? You know how big this is? These are absolutely massive. Well, if you filled those orbs with mercury, and then there was a spin factor that took place, you create voltage.
I didn't know that.
Herman Clausen talked all about this.
Oh my gosh. He actually has something like this.
Atmospheric energy. There were patents to put balloons up into the air, gather the atmospheric energy. So if you use something like mercury, you amplify the energy that you got. Now check this. One big atmospheric antenna with an orb on top. Think about technology like this, the lightning rod, weather vane. You know that whole thing? I think it's much more than catching lightning, that's for sure. But this is something to look into. Look into Mercury, look into the old world, look into the past, because you see a lot of stuff related to dynamos, Herman Clausen, and all these beautiful people who are understanding free energy.
You're telling me that in the ancient world, these metallic spheres that we see on top of buildings had mercury inside and could actually generate energy? But why would someone want to hide this?
Tartaria was everywhere, and history as we know it has been completely fabricated. At first we thought maybe the Dark Ages were just unclear, but it turns out they were invented to push a lot of events further into the past. We realized that it wasn't just small parts of history that might be wrong, everything was made up. One fascinating thing.
Oh my gosh.
Around the world, in almost every city you'll find ancient Gothic-style buildings with incredibly intricate designs. People look at them and say, oh, that's just how they built things back then. But some of these buildings are absolutely stunning. Think about it. If we lived in a feudal society where everyone was working just to survive, how would anyone have had the time, resources, or motivation to build something so elaborate and that worked the way they did?
I don't know if I agree with most of it, but it's an interesting theory. Let's continue.
These buildings weren't just practical structures like free energy generators, they were artistic expressions. They were built to be functional and beautiful, to celebrate what was.
Okay, I see a lot of metallic spheres.
The complexity and beauty of these structures are clues that we didn't live in the same pay-to-survive system we're trapped in now. Tartaria was a global civilization incredibly advanced and powered by free energy.
Haber encontrado tecnología antigua de antes del gran reinicio. Esta es tecnología tartariana, la cual supuestamente contiene en el fondo mercurio rojo, el cual transmite energía a diferentes aparatos. Observa cómo se utilizan.
So this is one theory to why free energy or alternative sources of energy could be kept a secret or hidden from us. There's also the alien side of the story.
One of the big things that I've been advocating for is free energy. Now, free energy is huge. It's a nationalist issue. Why? Because this can lead to nuclear weapons that can create a black hole that can destroy the entire planet or entire solar system with the push of a button. This is the reason why we have not had disclosure of UFO.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. So, in a sense of things, it's good that this technology isn't out there, but at the same time, it could change the world if humans could live in peace.
In this field today, the term zero-point energy is much in vogue. What has been found out over the last several decades, particularly in physics, is that the vacuum, the emptiness in front of you, when you remove the air from it, just look at the emptiness, is not really an emptiness at all.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have copies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my news station review, biologics can be some of these recoveries.
Okay, so maybe we have alien tech that could actually generate free energy or something like that. Is it possible that we're not releasing it because humans would use it for nefarious reasons? At the same time, it could be that there's something else to it. And what do you think about free energy? Does it exist? Is it being kept a secret? Is it part of the ancient world? And what do you think about Julian's fuel? Is it actually useful or practical? Or is it just nonsense? Leave a comment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Need to restock your pantry? Shop the GURBS app for the same great in-store prices and quality. So whether you choose pickup or delivery, much for everyone.
Hi, welcome. Whole therapy section is right here. Get high for nuggets and by your feet.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mudahar, and you know, one of my favorite things to do on this channel is playing around with computers and viruses and making computers blow up and destroy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, something that I always have a fascination with is virtual machines. As you all know, when it comes to me and using anything on my system, I use VMs all the time. And from time to time, you have to spring clean, okay? You basically restart from scratch, roll back, clean up the computer from time to time. Now, normally, I could just...
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Sunday, the 15th of June, 2025.
My name is Diddy. And I'm non-binary. My pronouns are she, they. And I'm queer.
What a gift to be here for who we are, this queering of the church.
Happy Pride to everyone except for my 7 children who have all betrayed me by being straight.
Bringing your kid to a Pride parade is like bringing your kid to Mardi Gras.
Pride 2025 is here and the whole thing comes.
Alright, ladies and gents, so today...
Even recently, there was so much talk about the possible Xbox comeback. Like, usually it sort of follows the console wars, or just the state of the industry. There have been conversations now speculating on the idea of Xbox versus Nintendo versus...
To do this video right, I need you to feel something. To do that, I'm going to activate your nostalgia. So, do you remember when a new game starts? The feeling of a shell case opening for the first time, the anticipation as you pop the disc out in your console. Here's the thing. now, none of those memories exist. Gaming just means has changed. How we interact with it, with our senses, has changed. And now that new reality is physical games are becoming less viable for companies. That means indie teams are asking the question, can we treat physical games with respect again? How do we take them seriously? There's a massive issue with preservation, so essentially, to answer all of these questions, where gaming is going next, well, first, we need to see what shit's balance. At risk of stating the obvious, the tide has turned, but yet 94% of their sales last year were digital. Of course, when buying digital games is so convenient, that's preservation, it blows up in the channel. And in this case, the preservation problem is pretty simple. There's no longer a physical backup by default. Now, that shit is obviously long sailed in PC. Consoles have been our holdout, and there is data to show it. There are some games that still do well physically. Take family games like Astro Ball, that still hits 55 to 60% physical sales in its mix. You've got big mainstream games like, say, Hogwarts Legacy, massive physical numbers. The balance of years. Nintendo.
Hello there, I'm Ryan Rose. I want to introduce you to nature's benchwarmers. Get ready for the underdogs. You tell them, Green Day. I'm here for these guys. Now it's their time to shine. Strap in for the ride, my friends. New? Don't try that.
Whoa, you see that? Craftsman style, 3-bed, 2-bath. Just got pre-approved for a mortgage with Navy Federal Credit Union. No down payment.
100% financing from a top 5 vehicle provider. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Classic game part, massive thing in games preservation. Yet, even but now they're choosing a new game keypad system. Solution. I suppose what they want to do is cover some of the increasing Switch 2 like game part costs, and of course the physical logistics. They very want people to have a digital experience. They want to be eShop first. And so there's a very clear message. For the mainstream audiences, it's an obvious trend that the future of physical games streaming services. Now for the exciting bit. So Lost in Code is a group that's following a another media like Seven, where streaming is convenient, but it lacks luxury, it lacks
Fuck!
Because they are offering an alternative. They're a group that have published art books, vinyls, and collector's editions before. They champion games as artistic products through their design.
Fuck this goddamn game.
Now they're applying the principle to physical games and trying to bring them back. Essentially what they'll do is create bespoke collector's editions for acclaimed titles. And in so many cases, that's games that have never had a physical release before. And that's all with a mature coffee table aesthetic. The sort of thing made for people who actually appreciate games as art. The things you proudly display. Now they're starting this with 3 award-winning games. The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow, Immortality, and Thank Goodness You're Here. Each one of these gets an edition, the first in the series. Each Xbox will have a full game. It'll be updated with bug fixes, patches, and all that stuff. Collections, right? Art assets, posters, actually gets different. Because they game's context. You'll also in these find critical assets that interface and stakeholders and quotes, so not just the game behind its creation. That's awesome. Price is a little bit more than digital, but basically it's respectful, it's earnest about what these games actually are. This elevates the luxury experience. A reason is it? Because this is the experience. Digital simply.
The fuck?
That then is a really good start. But there's more.
Bullshit.
There's more that makes this actual preservation of games. First up, Lost and Code is working with the Does It Play No downloads are needed to complete the game. 3, all core content is on the disc. So if you're sick of patches, day one patches, well, this isn't wrong. This will give you a complete experience. And even better, they're also making sure that researchers and museums have got access to this content as well. It's awesome. Basically, they're going to use these editions as a long-term are pretty awesome. Essentially, it's a statement of intent that audiences can rely on that's actually quite verifiable. Buy one of these games, it goes in your console, and it just works. Now that is a far cry from current physical releases where you pop a disc in and who knows, maybe there'll be a working game on it, but you'll have to pop it in and find out.
What the fuck?
There's actually one more factor. This one is that it's about preservation, not just prestige. They're making 1,000 to 1,500 editions at a time. These could go out of print rather quickly, which is a situation. So what Lost and Cult did is they partnered with PM Studios. PM Studios are going to make 7 retail versions of each game. And this will be the price of the edition. You get the super preservation prices. You don't get the premium rewards, right? The super luxury stuff. But they exist as real games you can pop into a console and so this is exploring this actually value distribute these physical copies. Players can buy them directly online. Now, of course, this will be a day one release thing. They actually do need time to make a final patched version of the game, and even at that price, if you want a physical version of a game without online requirements, DRM, limitations, all that bullshit, now it's actually an option. And this is what makes it actual preservation, not just a prestige product. And as Brian Brown, who's the head of publishing, puts it, quote, "Our retail releases ensure no one is locked out of owning great games physically, giving everyone a chance to play their favorites, decades to come, internet connection willing or not." Because here's the truth.
If you're ready to hit the open road, but your cartridge is an upgrade, come to the Modern Sales.
Oh my fucking god, what is this shit?
On the largest selection of vehicles in Missouri.
It's fucking crazy. Fuck off with this bullshit, man. God damn.
Has and always will be about you.
You know, most cops take a day off after night unit.
You're still getting to know me. Kind of funny, really. You're working. You've got a few to deal with yourself. You're reaching. Am I? Last time I came from one of the Brotherhood, it didn't go so well.
What better way to keep the troublesome woman quiet than to silo her in the ass end of the LAPD?
The whole case here deserves answers. We work in the basement of this building, and yet we're still getting results.
I stuck my neck out for you, darling, when the chief and others had a different idea.
Heard of it happened in 08.
That's what 17 years of no rest looks like.
This thing dried up. What do you think will be coming out? Past is always present, but if no one cares enough today, it just stays buried. These cases interesting. I heard about what you did last year. Thought it was great. In his homicide, somehow I think things can go back to the way they were.
The way things were might not exist anymore.
They're little coffins. He's thoughtful.
Cornbread tastes like chicken. Fucking bullshit.
People will do anything to keep their secrets safe. I won't want this thing people.
Easy money. We're eating good tonight, fellas. These fucking jabronis think they could just kill me whenever they want to. Goddamn jabronis. You don't know nothing. You ain't gonna stand on shit. Oh, fuck.
Which is good, because in the real world, without the money making sense, very expensive, limited 1,000 to 1,500 limited copy thing. Yeah, that's really damn expensive. It actually helps to fund the overall preservation initiative. That's making the economics make sense, which kind of tells me that it's not just a feel-good thing, it's quite so just a short run at a very high price. That's not ideal for preservation. That's what I'm kind of hyped for. They're basically ahead of the curve in the business model they're running with here. They partnered with groups that are doing interesting things to help that mission, and they seem to have got it right from the first reveal. Now, some of you may be thinking that you've done things like this before, and you're right, this idea is not new. Solving preservation commercially is a thing. We all tried that in 2015 with limited run games, but 10 years and many controversies later, yes, limited run games is a company that is not fit for purpose. They ended up giving physical preservation a bad name. Graded boards per rep, just for commercial preservation, which is actually what we want. We want a market, we want an economy, and not one that's based on bullshit hype speculation. Now, this all does also have a potential problem. Right? Their offerings are typically indie games. Their games are cult followers in the name. So basically, it's all about bringing modern games to
what was that?
while celebrating with the most dedicated fans and ensuring they are playable, physical, and preserved, which I absolutely love. But there is a difference compared to, say, the initial mission or the limited run. These are not retro titles. Existing games that can be sold. I mean, limited run games at least had some successes there despite their faults. Basically, they're using carbon engine emulators.
And the Walmart app has over 500 million items.
The Walmart you thought you
knew
is new.
On an enchanting barrier island off the northeast coast of Florida, tranquility meets productivity. Welcome to Amelia Island. Natural beauty sets the stage for your event. Flexible accommodations for meetings large or small. Stunning outdoor settings where seminars meet shorelines. Independent concepts designed just for you. And plenty of ways for attendees to unplug and recharge. Discover island-inspired meetings only on Amelia Island.
It's all pretty cool. It ended up not really, ending it that well. They lost a lot of credibility, but the problem they were trying to solve.
Pretty bird. That pretty bird. Hey, pretty bird.
Very
Oh shit!
So, is it a perfect solution? I would say absolutely not. Obviously not. This is a boutique retailer that is seeking a viable business model. And it is obviously not bad. It's a model that aligns with good ethics, not doing ridiculous bullshit. It's one that makes them comfortable with their sales approach. It was never going to be able to solve every preservation problem at once. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't sell it. Learn to the history of video games, you need to act on those learnings. I mean, even when
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. What?
and what did it take? In a way, not that much. Apply the right decision making that seems to affect everyone equally, right? The audience, the developer, the art form, and importantly, very importantly, the need for profit earned in return for value added. That, given considerations, works for everyone. World of Sony, don't stand out by just producing stuff. Be the person who is selling quality to quality. That's why I like this. If we're to think about for games, instead of just saying, hey everyone, we should be
Ah, fucking piece of shit.
I don't think we should do that. I mean, we could. It's a good effort, whatever. But, what's better? Creating a market. Giving people an opportunity to actually make money. You do that by creating demand. That's what most employers have done. In creating demand, and creating a business model, they facilitate
was
That's
blind,
going to be the solution.
but now I see.
Some of those cult retro games, and then we can really see what it looks like in the past, and what brought us to where we are is probably respected. Handle that amazing collector's edition. So, that's that. I've got no relationship with him, never talked to him, just kind of wish him the best.
Shoot. Do one more, yes. I want to play rematch. 3 more hours, man.
You thought it was done. You thought it was over. You thought they were moving on, maybe delaying it, but no. No, my friends. Sony is doubling down. They're doubling down. In fact, they are right on the edge of delusion. Like, some of the stuff we're about to hear, you're gonna go, what? There's no way. There's no way that this is true. Oh man, it's pretty remarkable. It's pretty remarkable. Yeah, so the future of Marathon after last month or so feels rather unsteady, indeed. But in a new SIU presentation, Sony is reinforcing that it's an important game in its lineup, and it's projecting confidence. Okay. Sony's Herman Holst took some time during his overview of PlayStation's offerings to single Marathon out as, quote, an innovative and bold take on the extraction shooter genre. It is bold. A lot of what's going on with it is bold. This was joined by a slide that under the banner Fiscal Year 2025 Focus, which said that there is a strong early engagement for PUBG's bold and innovative new title. Dude, this is why you can't trust anything on its face when it's written in
I got a shield. Hey. I got a shield. Fuck you too.
I'm sure they just looked at how many times it was trending
I
on
got a
X.
shield.
They don't tell you why it was
I
trending.
got a shield. I got a shield. You broke my shield. You son of a bitch. You broke my shield. You broke my shield. You suck dick.
That's like a pretty
You
important
suck
piece of it.
dick.
Like, you say that the game is being talked about virally online, you can't stop talking about it, but what's going on with it? What are people saying?
Alex. Oh.
We have it all week, so you can use it all.
Okay.
Nutrient X
Boss already? I shall think about it while I take a puff of my vapey vape. 2 vapies. Yes, we shall fight. The boss. Oh, made me lightheaded. Fuck.
So anyway,
I got aimbot. Oh shit, what the fuck is that?
it's that, you know, it's that Apple and Nvidia.
Easy like a Sunday morning.
It's not what they say, it's what they don't say, you know? Do you want to hear the little snippet of people saying this though? So Paul also retweeted this from American Truck Songs. Sony's annual business segment meeting for PlayStation was
Oh my
last
god,
night.
fuck
Last
me.
year's event, however, this one did not take live questions and appeared to be entirely scripted.
So
Yeah, they
confused.
took it
What is
and,
going on?
did not open it up for
Who's shooting at me? Fuck!
public, which not great, but let's hear what.
Oh my god! No! That was weird! Man.
Bear in mind,
I'm damn near
he
dead
thought
now.
that Concord was so innovative with its unique story
I
elements,
can't get that.
which, remember, was a 60 to 90 second cutscene that you swap out every week. He called that innovative. And now he is saying that Marathon is going to be and engaging game. And he also thought that Concord was going to be on the level
Concord. I want to play Concord. You don't like Concord? Ugh, you must be a chud.
I think he's smoking straight cocaine. Like this, it's either like he's just lying or it's straight delusion. But this is your brain on nonsense, okay?
$10 through Super Chat.
Thank you, my friend.
That conspiracy theory about Sony not delaying the game on purpose so they can take over is becoming more of a reality with every new article.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it. Again, we first threw it out as like kind of a half joke, like maybe they're intentionally letting this fail so they can fire all the functions inside the team and not have to stop Hopkins, and then they have an argument in the inevitable lawsuits to be like, no, we gave them the chance, they screwed it up, so we don't have to pay them anything, and we're cutting ties. That very well could be part of the strategy at this point, because I think, you know, it's...
What is these fuzz?
But this is
What
just
is a
straight up
fuzz?
delusion if he genuinely thinks that this is what we think of it. Again, let's just play it back real quick.
Engaging title. It's going to be the first new Bungie title in over a decade, so we're really excited for that release.
We're excited too. That's why I've said, no matter what, there will be content, my friends. There will be things to talk about. It's why, like, even if the Horizon Online game, whether it's amazing or dog water, we will find things to talk about. Either way, we're going to be entertained, and it's going to be a good time.
Man, I want to play Galaga all of a sudden. Holy shit. Just had a flashback from way back when I was like 10 years old trying to stay up all night trying to beat Galaga. Little did I know, you couldn't beat the motherfucker. It had no ending. I'd be up at level 200 and like, god damn, I can't beat this motherfucker. Ugh. I would stay up all night playing that fucking game, eating cheese quesadillas.
Some of it. Some has been very. This is like when Todd talked about like negative reactions to Starfield. He's like, yeah, some people like the game and some people like it less. It's like, bro, come on. Come on. It's like asking somebody in some governmental position, what do you think about the life expectancies dropping so severely in this area where the water is poisonous? And you go, well, you know, some people drink the water and live a good long time, and other people live less time.
2 health left.
So, like, technically you're right, but you're wording this in a way that's, like, really kind of slimy. You know, like, you know what you're doing. Yeah, and I understand Luke, it's investors. They're investor facing. It's investor, so they're trying to like frame it more positively and spin it, and that's just what these things are. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
But I think that you have a fiduciary duty to not just totally bullshit your investors.
Can't I get
Sorry
nothing?
for the language. I don't know of another term that would be appropriate. And the fact that they're going so far as to like not take live questions is also, I think, quite shameful and disgraceful, because you know this first question would be, you've had scandal after scandal after scandal, and now the reception to fair game dollar sign apparently is so negative that even the co-founder of the studio is pushed out. You have Marathon, which is caught up in its own suite of scandals where now people are openly calling for it to be just delayed or canceled, and the player interest has plummeted, and the game is toxic online. How are you dealing with these things? And how does this keep happening on your watch? These are the questions that would be very, very fair to ask. Very fair to ask. And they're not open to it. And I think that's shameful, because everybody should get those answers, but instead they're just not just pretending like those questions don't exist and they're not but then they're straight up gaslighting us like, yeah, player engagement has been somewhat varied. Bro, and you're hard pressed to find a single person that's like, Marathon's gonna be great. I played it and I was like, yeah, I'm excited to play more when they do the alpha. I played it during the alpha for a few more hours. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with it. Kind of reached the end of it. I don't see much more that they can do. And they need to, like,
oh lord.
add like 5 new game modes, figure out how to do the right stuff. Like, there's a lot they still need to do. Otherwise, I'm good. Like, after the alpha, I already feel like I'm done. Like, I feel like I've played everything the game has to offer, and that's not great. It's not a great spot to be. Really, it's not. Let's see what else he has to say. Herman, keep gaslighting me, baby. It's like high school all over again.
Super useful that you do these testing. These testing and the constant revalidation of assumptions that we just talked about, to me, is just so valuable to integrate into the title. So when launch comes, we're going to give the title the optimal chance of success.
So we're going to continue iterating and listening to the feedback and stuff. It's bro, the feedback is unanimous. Everybody, even the like 15 people who are super into Marathon.
Oh my god.
Even those people are like delayed, because even they are like, there's not enough at launch for it to pop off. And if it does not pop off at launch, the odds of there being significant, like a significant player base drops significantly. Like, it just, it's very hard for a game, a live service game, to start low and then climb steep. That just, it's very rare that can happen. It can, but it's rare, especially for a game this visible. Most often, if a game starts low, it stays low and just gets lower. And for something like Marathon, I think the risk is, because they're not delaying it, they're not putting some of these key features in time. Like the ranked mode, who knows if that ends up being there at launch. And the 4th ship, which they say is not there at launch. There's all sorts of things like that that are just going to be real hindrances for it. And, you know, maybe they can work it out, maybe they can recover, and maybe this will be a prime example of there's no such thing as bad press. But I kind of doubt that. He continues on. For starters, at the least, the presentation reinforces a window for Marathon fiscal year 2025 in a time where most players believed it would have been delayed out of its current September 23rd, 2025 release date. Fiscal year ends March 26, so it would not be something huge like a year delay. Even 6 months is pushing it, so if there is one, it would not be all that long. And you would wonder what might be able to change or fix in that time. So they do leave the window open to delay the game. If they need to, they could push it to February or January or something. But they are reaffirming publicly it's in this fiscal year. So it could stay in December, they could delay it to February. We just don't know. It's open. There's a possibility. But I don't think it needs 6 months. It seems like it needs like a year or 2. That leads to the next supposed strong engagement. Sure, there's been strong engagement, but that consists of a lot of negativity about its gameplay reveal, then an overwhelming sense that the closed alpha was underwhelming, then an industry-wide scandal where art had made it into the game's pipeline over a number of years and had ended up in the game itself. So yes, there was
engagement.
It's not just corpo speak to be like, yeah, we have a lot of engagement. I think that crosses the line into deception. It's lying by omission. It's not just like, oh, we're framing it a little bit.
$10 for super chat.
Thank you.
Describing the weather. I love land.
I love.
Looks like we've got some work to do. Now that's what I call legendary. Look, I'm trending.
I agree. It's just nonsense. Again, to bring it back to me, just if you're passively aware of what's going on, I think you would look at this and it's very different marathon. As like, oh, we're talking about conversation, but that is not that in my humble opinion. Either Sony's completely divorced from the online conversation surrounding Marathon, or they see where things are headed and they're forced to project strength regardless. Yes, you say, even if you dance around what's actually happening, engagement, but in terms of things are going. Yeah, I mean, it's either way, it's not great. Either they're aware of how things are going in their mind and which is almost that's really bad. They're not just like lying and they're just incompetent, which is also not great. They show this little chart as well, so they have the live services build foundation and strengthen capability.
While studying business, we have to support Israel because
Dropped a demo though, I was like, you know what? I gotta check this out. Most of you know.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Times where the ashes fall. Are you
Explanation.
History has taught us many lessons.
You said that the U.S. is in stage 5. And to give everybody an idea, stage 6 is
when Nintendo announced the specs and compatibility.
It's an aesthetic thing. I think Sonic 3 has great graphics, but I like the way Sonic 2 looks more. Well, the problem is.
This does remind me of like when you get 4 stars.
PlayStation 3 emulation has gotten so amazing at this point, it's almost weird and scary.
From the new How to Train Your Dragon movie, it's Ultimate Plasma Blast Toothless. Soar Toothless into an epic dive bomb and release his massive wings. Then fly in and unleash a light-up Plasma Blast. New Plasma Blast Toothless and Dragon the Vikings from How to Train Your Dragon. Available now.
George and Jr. are fed up. They weren't planning on having to replace their brakes today, but they went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helps them find a deal on the right parts.
Tick, tick! Those are some famous words. A lot of people know them from the Metal Gear Solid series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you know that there were games before those? That's right, I'm talking about the original Metal Gear from the NSX system. Looking for a re-release on PC. Now, what makes this game so hard? I thought I beat Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, 4, and I quit 5 because I didn't like it. Punch components interior. Now, this game wasn't just about stealth like the Metal Gear Solid we all grew up with. It's got a touch of, I don't know where the hell anything is, and I'm gonna punch every
Rematch, 3 hours. Rematch, 3 hours.
No one can beat Metal Gear. No hand cam equals splice run. I don't know anything about this. Oh wow, this is a lot like Metal Gear Solid. This is Big Boss. Infiltrate the enemy's base, Outer Haven, and destroy the ultimate weapon, Metal Gear. How's he gonna make a video without Dawn Cam? I think it'll be okay. The one thing I will say though, if every comment in this video is not where is Dawn Cam, I'm gonna be really sad. Make contact with Gray Fox and find the location of the ultimate weapon, Metal Gear. Okay, I got punch. I got weapons. I got equipment. I don't have a gun or anything though. Okay, so we are playing as Solid Snake. Ooh, what do we got? Picked up rations. Is this game like exactly like the old game? Or Metal Gear Solid? Okay, I need to find Gray Fox. I hate Metal Gear Solid 5. I had to finish that sentence.